and welcome. Welcome back to the show. So excited to be here with our live audience today. It's time. It's time to rise. Who is ready? Let's rub our hands together. Let's take some deep breaths. Whew, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this, wherever you're listening to this, we're so happy. I'm so excited and happy you're here because we get to have an extraordinary experience where we make this week epic. All right, we get to make this day, this week, this month, the rest of this year into the new year epic. And we're going to talk about how to do that today in a really special way. So excited to see those of you that are here in the live audience. Hello to everyone on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and everywhere, Spotify and Apple, everywhere that you are tuning in. We're so thrilled that you're here and you're in for a special treat today because we are going to be talking about what it takes to write a bestseller. And we're also going to be talking about within that, the health wealth connection. All right, we're going to be talking about the correlation between what's happening physically and then what happens in our rise into success, thought leadership, financial abundance, all the things. So I am super fired up and excited that we have an incredible guest that's joining me today, the amazing, the beautiful, the brilliant Amanda Hinman. And Amanda has come in and contributed to those of you who have been hanging around for a while. You might know Amanda Hinman because of her incredible work in the functional medicine space and the health space. But Amanda, why we're especially having you on today is because you are now the best-selling author of The Thyroid and Hormone Solution. Okay, so please help me congratulate all of you listening and watching. Help me congratulate Amanda on becoming now a best-selling author right at the day of your launch, right? You
Yes.
hit this on launch day. So, I mean, I really do want to talk to you about both things. I want to talk to you about the book and why you wrote it and what we need to know about this in terms of rising our health and wealth into the coming year. And we want to talk about how you became a bestseller on the day of your launch, right? That's a really big deal achievement. And so let's start at the beginning. Let people know, who you are, what you do. Let's start there, and then we'll talk about the book.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. So excited to be here. And as always, to share just really powerful, inspiring information with this group of people, of women and other leaders. Yes. So I am Amanda Hinman. I'm the founder and best-selling author of The Thyroid and Hormone Solution, where I absolutely love to help women step into their next health up level, increasing their energy, optimizing their metabolism, feeling fantastic, getting rid of brain fog, the bloat, all of the unwanted stuff so that we can do the things that we're here meant to do in this world and feel
Yes.
our best doing so.
Yes. Well, Amanda, you're who I called last year. Some of you remember I shared about, I just started feeling my body was changing and I don't, put a lot of like effort and attention on age, but I also know, as I'm at the end of my 40s that I'm looking at, what's different in my body. And I really wanted to become more empowered in my health. I wanted to not just go for my annual physical and get sort of like a 5-minute quick generic. I wanted to understand, what am I eating that's actually going to be giving me longevity. I want to be proactive instead of reactive in my health. I want to understand, how as I do increase time on this beautiful planet, like how I can extend and have as much time as possible, as much quality of life. I want to have energy. And I also was unwilling until I started working with you to strength train, just being really honest with everyone. Like, I know it's important. I even had massive fertility issues. So I'm especially someone who needs to be doing weights and strength training. I did not like it. I don't want to. I know the exercises I love. I was stubbornly for years just refusing to make that a part of my routine. And, after working with you, Amanda, even in just a few weeks, I was strength training 4 times a week, and I've never stopped since then. I changed my supplements and my digestion radically changed and improved on my gratitude list every day. I was, doing all the stuff now that people can learn more about in your book. Your book wasn't out yet, and I had the gift and privilege of getting to work with you, and I'm so incredibly grateful. At the same time, you've been in Thought Leader Academy, you're in our Oracle Mastermind, and you were writing this book. So tell us, why you were already helping people. I'm living proof. Like, you get great results with your clients, very high touch, hands-on, effective, not restrictive. I still love everything I get to eat. You didn't take away any, my life only got
That's the thing.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always talk about the importance of sustainable health as FAS. It has to be focused, which means it has to be focused on you and actually what's happening in your body specifically. It can't just be this broad generic. I mean, we are living in a world where there is an overabundance of health information and diet strategies and supplements and all these
Yes.
things that you should quote unquote be doing. And honestly, it gets to be white noise. We tune it out because it's too overwhelming. We don't really know what makes sense for our unique bodies. And so the focus piece is critical, right? We have to know, like you said, look at a cellular level, what's actually happening in my body now at this season of my life and what it
Yes.
needs going forward. The next piece is accessible, right? If it's not something that I can actually implement and do consistently, then it's not really worth talking about. I remember when I was first diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, I went to a holistic practitioner, well-meaning, and it's very common, but they gave me like, here's a list of the 40 foods that you have to eliminate, and here's
Yes.
20 supplements to go and take. And it was like, okay, that feels massively overwhelming and not real sustainable. So
Yes.
it's something that's accessible for women.
Yes.
And then the last piece is sustainability, right? It has to be timely, can fit into your life and repeatable and get easier over time. So yeah, when it has those components, it can make a real difference. And that's what I wanted more people to have an inspiring voice in their own and crafting their own plan, right? So like I said, I was working with amazing women creating awesome transformation. And it was like, how do I get this out to more
Yes.
people? How do I bring this message to thousands instead of, a couple hundred that I can work with
Yes.
individually at a time?
Yeah. It's so powerful because like so many of us, we get good at our craft. This was true in my life. You get really good at what you do, but you're not reaching the number of people that you
Mhm.
ultimately know that you're here to impact. And I'm sure if everyone, all of you watching on all the channels and everything and listening, please comment. And those of you here in our live audience, please comment if you know, like you have not reached the amount of people that you totally want to reach with your work yet. And I know I'm still in that camp, right? So we, here we teach the book's the flag in the ground. And so
Yes.
you committed to the book. And
Mhm.
I know it wasn't the easiest journey, right? Because
Yeah.
tell us what was hard about it. Like what was challenging about doing a book?
I mean, honestly, I previously didn't consider myself a writer. So like
Yeah.
I know functional medicine, I know the body, I know health, but how to put together content in a way that's compelling and that's inspiring for people to read and to want to lean in. And so it was like, again, having somebody, your framework of using the SSS strategy, having a, a editor that I was meeting with to have deadlines and hold me accountable and to really give valuable feedback around, have you considered this or this? And honestly, Sarah, what was so beautiful about the process is working with Hannah as one of the members within your team, right? That I got to partner with. She was amazing. And I became even more enthusiastic hearing her like feedback and response. She's like, I didn't even know this stuff. Like hearing how she was relating to what I was sharing,
Mm.
like fueled that desire to keep going and to keep putting it together and seeing like, oh my gosh, there's going to be so many more Hannahs out there that are going to be excited as they're
Yes.
reading this and learning.
I'm so glad you spoke to that because I wonder how many of us feel expert fatigue. Like there's a real
Yeah.
phenomenon where we don't find our story or our methodology as exciting anyway, and we love it. And we love doing it with people, but we think when we're writing about it, does anyone who's listening, just comment if that's true for you. I'm finishing a book right now, and I started feeling myself like I don't feel like telling my story. Well, if someone's never met us, right, that's
Right.
really, really important. And I was writing over the weekend, and I was watching myself have that reaction. And so, I know I was probably annoyingly at times like, let's put more story in this and let's, right. But what's so exciting, Amanda, is now it's here. And let's talk about this became an instant bestseller. So huge, huge, huge congratulations. It's just so thrilling. And so now, like, what's different for you? Like you didn't have to do a book, right? You could
Honestly.
just kept doing what you're doing. So what
Yeah.
is, if anything, what's different now that you're 2 weeks in
I
best-selling
mean,
author?
it's so funny because it's literally been a couple handful of weeks, right? Not even. And already the clarity with which I'm very plugged into my community. Four daughters. We're very plugged into like their sports and social and high school scene. And I have so many people in my world who kind of knew I did something with health, but they didn't really know. And I cannot tell you the massive outpouring of support and curiosity and inquiry and people that are wanting to learn more about like, well, how do I work with you? Simply because now, like you said, it's the stake in the ground of thyroid and hormone.
This
People are like,
exists.
holy cow, you're a thyroid and hormone person? Like this is like, especially obviously in my demographic, right? Women of this age group between like 40 and 60, that's really where I'm targeting. And so much more interest in the work that I do, how I do it, and connecting with, different workshops and different opportunities that I have. So that's one. And that was just like from my local network right away. Already new speaking opportunities have opened up in terms of visibility. So it becomes very easy and clear to share with people what it is that you're about, how you do the work that you do, and it's almost like they automatically know that there's going to be value associated with what you have to offer because of, hey, you've got the credibility and the authority that you've put together a whole book on this topic.
Yes. I love it, Amanda, because someone said to me recently, she's an 8-figure business strategist. And she said, how many of you, she was asking a group of us, she said, how many of you think people, everyone in your life, everyone who's ever come across you personally, professionally, really, really understands what you do? And everyone's like, oh, I'm sure they do. I'm posting on social and all this stuff. Guess what? There was actually research done. It's like 5%. It's like some insanely low number of people who actually understand. And what happened is, and we'll talk about this next week at the boot camp, those of you training with us live, the thing is that it's 1.8 seconds that it takes someone to process a book cover. Okay. So the adult attention span is 2.9 seconds right now. And in 1.8 seconds, someone sees, oh, thyroid and hormone expert, Amanda Hinman. It's a book,
Yes.
it's a best-selling book. So you have the authority, the credibility, which is why we lead with books here. That's why we train on books and why all the famous New York Times best-selling people, the minute they get their next big idea, they run and go write the book. They don't, even though it's not the most time effective, they could film a video, they could put it on social, but it's something about seeing it like this.
Yeah, there's something about like the visual representation or something. I don't know. It's like almost on an unconscious level of what we associate with a book credibility, right?
And like you said, these people know you, they've known you for years, and then
They've known
suddenly
me
they're
for
going,
years.
you're a thyroid health person. And you're like, how did you not know? I'm on social, I have a website. How do you not know? So I'm really excited for this, Amanda, because you've worked for this, right? Like you didn't have to, you have children, you're married, you've got stuff in your life. You're hosting sleepovers with the cheer squad. I like you've got a very full life, and it wasn't easy to make the time to do it. Are you glad you did it? Like what's the honest truth now? Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'll absolutely thrilled that I did it. And I, candidly speaking, like it's putting the work up front, and it feels like, and not to say that there's not more, focus and intention and outreach to do, but it for whatever reason, it feels so much different and easier to know that I've got a signature talk all centered around my book. I can pull it apart and share just like one little step of it, or share the 5 steps. It seems like everything else from this point forward gets to happen with more speed, ease, and grace than previously for whatever reason.
And that's what we want, everyone, right? So who is one with that? If you're watching this, listening to this, we say something in Thought Leader Academy, I am one with that. And so if that is you and you're like, I'm going where Amanda, and if you're not, make sure all of you are signed up for the Best-Selling Book Bootcamp next week, because Amanda, you did the bootcamp, you came in Thought Leader Academy, you did this, you followed this, we can make it so much easier than it has to be. So team, if you could make sure that link is everywhere, it's completely free. It's our gift to you. And remember, this is the Triple Power Edition. So Amanda, that's what I want to really go to now. You now get to stand in the triple power. What is triple power, right? We're in a triple threat environment right now with elections and war and economy and all this stuff that's making everyone feel very fearful and contract, not everyone, but making many people fear. And we're in a trust recession. And so I'm going to be teaching next week. The whole week is about how you use the book the way Amanda is doing to have instant and powerful and deepening trust without you going out and having a conversation with every single person personally, right? This is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And we're going to specifically do the whole boot camp, new and improved, based on the lens of the trust connection versus the trust recession. So Amanda, you're living this, you're doing it. So like triple power means you're an author, which you are now, best-selling author. You're a speaker. You already talked about, you're going out now getting lots of more speaking engagements because you have the book, and you are an expert, right? You're a health expert, and you're here as a health guide, you know, for so many people that need you. So what are you like, what do you want most next? Like, is there a next big goal we can envision for you? Like, now that you're a triple power, what's next?
Yes, well, and I've shared with you, it's really crossing that threshold of impact and income. So, and I'm going to do it this year. It's like at the end,
Yeah.
as you know, we're very close, about 45,000 left, and that means amazing 5 new people that are going to be amazing, yes, women that get to transform their health this year, that
Yes.
step in until create, like I said, one of the most joyful things for me is to have those conversations with, like, I'm thinking of Lisa, who literally just last Thursday, you know, I touch base with my clients periodically every week.
Yeah.
And she's like, I cannot tell you how different the experience was to go into my nurse practitioner for my annual checkup and
Yeah.
have done the micronutrient test. I've done my Dutch hormone test. I knew what was happening in my body, and I knew what questions to ask and what resources, what support I specifically wanted to see if she, you know, if we could collaborate on. She's like, I went into my health checkup almost like as a partner with, like, I'm meeting with a consultant, which is very,
Yeah.
very different than in the past when it's more of like, oh, kind of
What am I
crossing
going
my
to
fingers,
find
they're going to do
out?
blood
Like,
work. I hope everything's okay. And she's like, I feel better than I ever have in my life. My nutrients are in a good place. She knew her antioxidant levels were
yes.
rock solid. She's sleeping better. She got rid of the bloat. And we also did her hormone test and knew her testosterone levels were low. So it's like, there's room to
Yes.
optimize further. So when she went in, she printed off her, you know, the labs that we had done.
Yes.
She's like, it was the most empowering conversation. She's like, my nurse practitioner was thrilled. She was so excited that I was working with you and so excited that I had made all of these steps and improvements. I've released 18 pounds. I got rid of the bloat. I don't have the migraines that I used to have. I'm sleeping through the night. And I know the next level that's just going to take me to that next frontier. Like, I don't have the things that were nagging me and holding me back anymore. So I already feel better, but now I know what's possible to go even higher than I thought
Yes.
before. So it's like it's a complete 180, right? To be able to have more and more women and know that I get to have, you know, 5 to 10 more women this year that are going to experience that. That is
Oh my
amazing.
God. Oh my gosh. You guys, you must go get, okay. So, thyroid hormone solution. Amanda, are you going to drop the link for everybody to get to go?
Yes.
Because Amanda not only wrote the book, but the way we teach books,
I love
right?
it.
We love to be super generous and give. So Amanda has a whole portal where you can learn more about your hormones. You can get access to all the resources. You can, of course, get the
Yes.
book, which I could not recommend enough because it's changed. I was told by doctors, like when I would ask about my hormones because I had so many fertility issues, they were just like, I don't know. Literally, this is my answer. I don't know, you know, and so to be able to have someone break it down, to explain it, to make it empowering, to show us how we can do it differently is so powerful. So everybody go grab that link and go to, yeah, at least they were honest, Karen. You're right. You know what?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. At least they said, I don't know. You're
And
right.
when you go to, like you said, when you go to that link, so you're going to get access to, you can definitely buy the book and buy it from there as well. But you also automatically get access to my thyroid hormone assessment, which helps you gauge where your symptoms are indicating your 6 top metabolic hormones are now. So you can
Yeah.
kind of start to see like, ooh, here's an area to optimize or to improve. You also will get access to my lab work review guide, because there's a difference between knowing what's in the reference
Yes.
range. That means if it's out of there, it's diagnosable. But what's optimal is a much smaller, narrower, you know, kind of range. So it helps you to see where you want to be and where you're trending. And then also I have a simple one-hand hormone meal planning recipe guide in there. So you get all these
So good.
great, you know, resources and tools when you go to that link that I shared.
Guys, so go
The
to the
book
link
portal.
now and go take the quiz. We love, yes, releasing weight. We love to know and take quizzes, right? Find out where we are on things. And Amanda, you have a training where you're going to take people through this
Yes.
the week of November 18th, I believe. Is that
Yes.
correct?
November
Okay.
18th. I'm going to be teaching, because honestly, a lot of times Sarah, let's be honest, books are fantastic, but sometimes it's like, oh, I have the best of intention, but it becomes shelf help. Even if I read it and I'm like, oh, this sounds
Yes.
really great and inspiring, I need somebody to walk me through it and to
Yes.
really dive it in deeper so I can integrate. So that's
Yep.
exactly what we're doing. The week of November 18th, it will be live, a workshop series, and I'm going to break down each of those steps and help you build that transformation into your life. So it's
So great.
sustainable. So it's really making
Yes.
change.
You guys come on for free. You get all of this. You get all the resources at in the book website, and you get Amanda's training. So my gosh, like a lucky day for all of us, right? The health wealth connection, right? It's not only because when we feel better, we have more energy, we'll take more action. We also feel better about ourselves and more confident. Like you talked about people releasing weight. People are getting rid of fogginess. They're just feeling stronger. I know now that when I do my strength training, which I thought I would hate, it makes me feel more powerful in going and
Yes.
like taking on the next goal, whether that's recording new content, writing the next book, pitching the next big speaking engagement. So there's a huge correlation. It's very, very proven in a lot of research and data. When you break through in your health, you break through in your wealth. It's absolutely related. And so I'm so excited, Amanda, that you're our thought leader on this, that you're leading the way, that you're helping us do this differently. I know people are saying
Yes.
that wealth connection. Where's Audrey and Donna? Exactly. We pair up. It's real. The health wealth connection is absolutely real. So Amanda, congratulations. I'm so thrilled for you. I knew it would be an instant bestseller. I know how important, because I had the gift of doing the work with you, and how amazing your methodologies are. So everybody go avail yourself, make that health wealth connection. So you go into the new year, instead of feeling yucky at the holidays, this is actually the time to reclaim your health, instead of going, oh, I'll wait till the new year. It's like right now.
Well, and that's what I said. This is the time between October 31st and December 31st. Such as studies show us that the average woman gains up to 5 pounds and really sets back their metabolism. Not only is it just like the temporary weight gain, it's like what you're doing hormonally in the body sets you back significantly. So we want to do it differently. We want that holidays to be hormone healthy holidays, so that you make memories and not regrets, so that you feel fantastic.
Hormone healthy holidays, everybody. That's what we're doing. Amanda, congratulations. Go rock. I know you get 5 to 10 more women. I cannot wait to see the results that they have. It's going to be tremendous. And I'm so excited to be in New York next month with you. I have this book up, I have our books up on the billboards. And everyone, make sure, if you want to be an instant bestseller, you want to have the speaking engagements feel much easier. You want people to go, even though you've told them a million times, oh, that's what you do? To find you and invest with you and move forward with you, then let's make sure, get in the boot camp next week. It's a whole new lens, because we need to rise out of the thought of, we have to rise out of the trust recession into a trust ascension. Okay. And we're going to do that through the book and the content you're going to create. Amanda, congratulations. It's only the beginning. Woo!
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. So good. You guys, this is such an inspiring way to kick off this day and this week. And what I want to do before we end is just break down a couple of things because you're all here as thought leaders. Those of you who are either getting ready to write a book, you are writing a book. Let's just highlight. I want to give you the like break down what Amanda talked about doing. Okay. So first, she knew she wanted to reach more people than she could reach in her private practice. So she committed to doing the book. And then let herself get excited by working with the team and working with the team and working with her editor, who was new to the work. So she got out of her expert fatigue, right? And got to be able to say, okay, I am actually realizing how excited people are, and that not everyone knows the stuff that I eat, breathe, and sleep for years and years and years. And so let that passion and excitement become contagious. And then Amanda got ready for her launch by reaching out. Amanda, you didn't talk about this yet, but I'll break down that, reaching out to book ambassadors before the book comes out. Okay. So those of you that want to hit instant bestseller, I know Jane's in our studio today, right? Like you do this, you think of who are all the people that can share about your book on the day that it comes out. And then that volume and that surge of energy creates this real rush in sales and the algorithms. And that's how Amanda, a piece of how, besides writing an awesome book, that she's able to hit the bestseller list right away, and then hosted a live event online, a live event on her launch day where people were coming from, her personal life, professional life. This is part of how people say, oh, I didn't know you did this. You have a book. And you're like, I've been doing stuff and hosting stuff for years. Why is it suddenly you're at this, even though we've known each other for years? It's because there's a different recognition, credibility, authority that comes when they see the book. So that's what I just want to break down some strategy for you here in this episode of how do you hit the bestseller list on day one? You write an awesome book. You commit to really serve people. You go all the way with it and work with your editor to make it the best book it can be. And then you amass your book ambassadors, people that already know you, love you, people that have done the work. Like I had been a client of Amanda's. I was very excited to share the book, and then host an event online or in person somewhere where people can come and gather and hear about it. This is how we start creating those ripple effects that turn into the speaking engagements and the $1 million that Amanda is about to cross. Her 7-figure milestone is going to happen. That's, we just want to break down what are, some of the strategies that you want to think about using when you're in the launch phase. If you're in the, I'm thinking about a book, I'm imagining writing a book, I am halfway through a book, I did a book and it didn't do any of the things I hoped it would do, make sure you are in the bootcamp next week, the special triple power edition of the bootcamp. All right, so team, if you could drop that link one more time. And we will be together next Monday all the way through the week. I'll be training you every single day live on every single step from what's my idea all the way through how to monetize your book to 6 and 7 figures. So excited. All right. So let's be powerful this week. Let's go out and rise our own vision, our own abundance, because when you do it, you give everyone permission to do the same. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.